I'm also delighted to be honored alongside Wendy and Eric Schmidt, whose passion for the work, for the environment has been infectious, and who truly are forces for nature. So my relationship with NRDC began at the same time as my marriage, because my husband was on the board. My marriage ended, but my relationship with NRDC endures, partly because Michael and I never asked NRDC who it really wanted to live with. Over the last 20 years, the work of NRDC has become all the more critical. That's because the fight now isn't just against pollution and the polluters, it's against the emergence of a very vocal group of modern flat earthers who deny that there is any problem at all. There's been an explosion of truly medieval thinking, and not just on the fringes. There are flat earthers in the Senate, in the House, among the very people writing the actual laws that govern what we can and cannot do to the planet. They are waging a war on science, on logic, on facts, and on truth itself. It's really like our house is on fire, and we don't have just to fight the flames. We also have to fight a very loud group of bystanders who is trying to convince us that the house is not on fire at all, that we are just being alarmist. And the media have been a culprit too. In the pursuit of balance, many in the media have forgotten that the highest calling of journalists is to ferret out the truth. Instead, far too many reporters like Pontius Pilate, they wash their hands of finding the truth and consider presenting two sides to the climate change story, proof of their objectivity. So you have, Al Gore on the one hand giving us warnings about global warming, and Senator Inhofe on the other hand telling us that global warming is a hoax, and that's supposed to be journalism? Not every story has two sides. And the truth is not often to be found in the middle, actually. Very often it's solidly on one side or the other. The Earth is not flat, for example. Evolution is a fact. And global warming is real. As Martin Luther King said about a different struggle, we are now faced with the fact, my friends, that tomorrow is today. And there are 9 million children today who've been diagnosed with asthma, much of it caused by the explosion of toxins in the environment. At a time when these children should be growing and discovering and playing with abandon, far too many of them are sent to school supplied with pencils, rulers, and inhalers. So for many people, the signature image of climate change is the disappearing snow cap atop Mount Kilimanjaro. But for me, it's the image of these children. And I saw them in a playground in Auckland recently, having to stop playing at recess so they can suck on their inhalers. This is a cause that completely transcends political ideology, that truly is beyond left and right. It's a health issue, it's a moral issue, it's our deepest obligation to our children, and I can't thank you enough for this honor and for all your pioneering work for so many years. Thank you.